three friends, Agami, Haji, and Tokyo, head to a bar for the first time, excited for the prospect of meeting girls. They've been invited by Sia, a classmate. Upon arrival, they're surprised to find three boys already seated at their reserved table. Confused, they call Sia, only to find her standing right behind them. It turns out that Sia, along with two friends, Kohaki and Fuzi, work in the bar dressed as boys. They explain that their job requires them to maintain this attire. To break the ice, Sia suggests a game where the king can kiss the person corresponding to their chosen numbers. Asagi, the first king, chooses Sia. Haji, the next king, chooses Tokyo, who is visibly flustered. Despite the initial awkwardness, they begin to enjoy themselves. They play games, sing karaoke, and even visit an arcade. Asagi develops a crush on Fuzi, while Haji is drawn to Kohaki. Tokyo, however, finds himself increasingly intrigued by Sia. The next day at college, Tokyo's friends question him about the handsome boy he was with. Sia, sitting beside him, deflects their curiosity. Later, Sia shows Tokyo a photo of herself in her usual attire, and he is smitten. As the episode ends, Sia sets her phone wallpaper to a photo of herself in Tokyo, hinting at a budding romance. The episode begins with Asagi, Haji, and Tokyo discussing their encounter with a group of girls who presented as boys. The next day, a college girl arrives dressed as a boy, captivating the attention of the other girls. Asagi recounts how Fuzi, a girl he met, called him her model, much to Haji's amusement. Suddenly, Fuzi appears, dressed as a boy, and apologizes for being late. Asagi and Haji observe her with curiosity. Later, Asagi and Fuzi meet at a cafe, unaware that Tokyo and Haji are discreetly watching them. Fuzi, a budding manga artist, asks Asagi to model for her, capturing his hand and face in photos. Asagi, intrigued, eagerly participates, even allowing Fuzi to tie his hands for a more dramatic pose. Their photo shoot is interrupted by Kohaki, another girl dressed as a boy, who questions their activities in public. Kohaki, concerned for Asagi's safety, reveals she was keeping an eye on him. After a brief exchange, Kohaki and Fuzi leave together. Asagi and Tokyo discuss their contrasting experiences with the girls, with Tokyo expressing his frustration at his lack of romantic progress with Sia. Haji, feeling dejected, confesses his feelings for Kohaki. Coincidentally, Haji encounters Kohaki in the rain and offers her his jacket. They walk together under an umbrella, creating a moment of unexpected intimacy. Haji's heart races, realizing his feelings for her. Later, Sia invites Asagi and Tokyo to her bar. At the bar, Tokyo is impressed by Sia's attentive service, while Asagi admires the unique atmosphere. Kohaki arrives and, after an initial tense exchange, engages in a conversation with Fuzi about her role in the group. The episode concludes with Kohaki considering a new role, inspired by Fuzi's manga, and Haji receiving a mysterious message. The episode begins with Haji anxiously checking her phone. She has a message from Kohaki, and she's worried. Haji recalls that she didn't join Asagi and Tokyo at the bar the previous night, and she fears Kohaki might be angry. Asagi and Tokyo confirm this, explaining that Kohaki was indeed upset and wanted to return something to Haji. Haji, confused, can't recall doing anything to offend Kohaki. Asagi hints that Kohaki might be upset by something said during their conversation, possibly about Haji's perceived weakness. Haji, feeling increasingly anxious, agrees to meet Kohaki alone. Arriving at the meeting spot, Haji is nervous and unsure how to approach the situation. Kohaki appears, and Haji immediately apologizes for any offense. Kohaki, surprised, clarifies that there's no ill will and that she simply wanted to return Haji's jacket. Haji remembers the incident and is relieved. The two decide to have a drink. Kohaki orders coffee, but Haji insists on ordering chocolate strawberries, a dessert she remembers Kohaki admiring earlier. Kohaki initially hesitates, concerned about appearances, but Haji assures her that enjoying a dessert together shouldn't be a cause for concern. Later, we see Fuji struggling to finish her manga. She's overwhelmed and considers abandoning the project. Kohaki, concerned, offers support. Fuji, desperate, decides to seek help from Asagi. Asagi arrives at Fuji's messy apartment, ready to assist with her modeling career. However, Fuji reveals that she needs help with her manga, specifically with shading the illustrations. Asagi, initially surprised, agrees to help. While working, Asagi notices the romantic nature of the story, which contrasts with Fuji's earlier description of it as a fighting manga. Fuji, embarrassed, tries to distract Asagi, but he remains curious. Asagi works tirelessly throughout the night, helping Fuji complete her manga. Exhausted but fulfilled, Fuji expresses her gratitude. Asagi insists on resting, but Fuji's exhaustion leads to a fainting spell. Asagi gently tends to her, mirroring a scene from her own manga. The next day, Fuji recounts the events to Sia, highlighting Asagi's unexpected kindness. Meanwhile, Tokyo is struggling to complete his homework. He contacts Sia for help, and they meet at the library. Tokyo is surprised to see Sia dressed as a girl, as he's accustomed to seeing her in masculine attire. Sia explains that she wanted to appear more approachable. They complete their homework and decide to celebrate with drinks. At the bar, Tokyo and Sia enjoy their drinks and conversation. Their comfortable camaraderie attracts the attention of other patrons, who speculate on their relationship. Tokyo, slightly intoxicated, falls asleep in Sia's lap. Sia, touched by his vulnerability, gently kisses his head. The episode ends with the other patrons observing the scene, concluding that Tokyo and Sia are more than just friends. The episode begins with Asagi, Tokyo, and Haji in college. Haji confronts Asagi about spending the entire day with Fuji, questioning if something strange happened. Asagi admits to having a lot of fun, while Haji reveals spending time with Kohaki, feeling a growing connection. Later, the trio plans an outing. Haji inquires about their destination, but Asagi is clueless. Asagi is then unexpectedly kidnapped by Fuji and Kohaki as a prank. They all head out in Sia's rented car. Tokyo, nervous about being near Sia, struggles to adjust. Sia offers him a drink and reassures him. As they arrive at the zoo, Tokyo panics briefly before they all enter. Haji and Kohaki, left to explore independently, encounter the hamster exhibit. Kohaki comments on the cuteness of the hamsters, which surprises Haji. Asagi and Fuji visit the insect museum, but Asagi's fear of insects overwhelms her. Fuji comforts her, but they encounter a large spider, causing them to scream. Meanwhile, Tokyo and Sia admire a tiger, and Sia encounters a lost child. She comforts the girl and promises to help find her parents. Tokyo offers to stay with Sia while she helps the child, but Sia insists he go see the pandas. Feeling guilty, Tokyo secretly purchases a panda mask and a keychain for Sia. He returns, surprising her with the panda act. The girl assumes they are dating. Later, they reunite. Asagi shows Tokyo a photo of the panda. Sia reveals she saw the panda and thanks Tokyo for the keychain. The episode ends with a hint that Sia and Tokyo's interactions continue to evolve. Episode starts with a bustling festival. Asagi exclaims, "Wow, this is huge." He's overwhelmed by the crowds and the vibrant atmosphere. "I didn't know about this," he says, spotting stalls selling handmade crafts. Maybe Fuzzy's manga stall is here too. He searches frantically, then remembers Fuzzy sent him the stall's location. A man in full armor strides past, catching Asagi's eye. "That armor is incredible," he marvels. "Is it real?" The festival is a kaleidoscope of colors and costumes. "This place is amazing," Asagi declares. "So many people in fantastic outfits." He finally spots a familiar face. "Excuse me," he asks a girl, "can you help me find this address?" The girl, Suni, readily agrees. "Follow me," she says, leading him towards Fuzzy. "You're right on time," Fuzzy greets him. "But what are you doing here?" "Come with me." Asagi thanks Suni and follows Fuzzy, his eyes drawn to a display of adorable toys. Fuzzy stops and ties a dog-like bandage around Asagi's neck. "You wear this, you won't get lost," she explains. Asagi is bewildered, but before he can protest, they reach Fuzzy's stall. A group of girls are gathered around, discussing a manga. "Wow, this is such a romantic manga," one exclaims. "Where's the owner?" Fuzzy steps forward, a mischievous glint in her eye. Asagi, still sporting the dog bandage, feels a wave of awkwardness. "What are these two doing?" one of the girls whispers. Asagi tries to help Fuzzy sell her manga, but she quickly stops him. "This is adult manga," she explains, "only for those who've completed special training." Asagi, confused, asks about the story. It's about A. Well, you can't read it without training, Fuzzy teases. Suddenly, Fuzzy receives a message. Can you read this for me? She asks Asagi. It's from another girl, informing Fuzzy about the next part of her manga. I forgot to bring it. Fuzzy exclaims. Asagi, can you watch the stall for a bit? Asagi agrees, feeling a bit overwhelmed. He tries to engage with customers, awkwardly offering them manga. Here's your manga, he says to one girl. Enjoy. Thank you for coming. A new customer approaches. Are you Fuzzy? She asks, surprise? I thought you were a girl. Asagi quickly clarifies, I'm his assistant. The girl, despite her initial disappointment, purchases a manga. I love Fuzzy's work, she gushes. The emotions, the action, the characters, they're all so unique. Asagi remembers Fuzzy's dedication to her manga. The girl wants to give you this gift, he tells Fuzzy when she returns. She's waiting outside. The girl, touched by Asagi's words, gives Fuzzy the gift and shyly admits to being a huge fan. The festival draws to a close. Asagi, exhausted but exhilarated, waits outside with Fuzzy. This was a great experience, he says. I learned a lot. You helped me a lot today, Fuzzy says gratefully. Are you hungry? Let's go eat. Asagi is surprised to see Fuzzy dressed casually. You look different, he admits. I'm used to seeing you in more dramatic outfits. They enjoy a delicious meal at a nearby restaurant. Asagi sends a photo of Fuzzy to his friends, Haji and Tokyo. The next morning, Chia visits Fuzzy's house. Asagi answers the door. Hello, Chia, he greets her. You are also dressed casually. Chia explains she came to see Fuzzy, who is still recovering from a late night. Asagi reveals that they went out to eat and Fuzzy had a few too many drinks. Chia teases Fuzzy about her research, taking photos of Asagi while he slept. Asagi is mortified. Later, Asagi joins Fuzzy at her bar. They enjoy a leisurely lunch. Asagi receives a call from Haji, who is curious about Asagi's whereabouts and the mysterious girl he was with. Asagi vaguely answers his questions, enjoying the company of Fuzzy, Sia, and Kohaki. Sia suggests they play a word game. Asagi and Tokyo quickly become engrossed in the game, much to Sia's amusement. The episode ends with a playful tease from Sia about her plans for the stuffed toy she made of Tokyo. Tokyo, bewildered, wonders what she has in store for his likeness.
Haji abruptly asks Tokyo if he has feelings for Saya. Tokyo denies any romantic feelings, acknowledging only a casual enjoyment of her company. Haji then confesses that she believes she may be attracted to boys, specifically mentioning Kohaki. Asagi and Tokyo are surprised as Haji previously seemed to only like girls.
Asagi points out that Kohaki is a girl who simply dresses in a masculine style. Haji acknowledges this but still feels a strange attraction. Asagi suggests that Haji explore these feelings further. Haji, feeling unsure, asks Tokyo and Asagi to stay close to her. Inside, Haji expresses her confusion about her feelings to Sia. At Sia's suggestion, she attempts a romantic interaction with Haji to see if her heart races. However, nothing happens. Haji is flustered by her presence and notices her own heart pounding. Kohaki, sensing Haji's discomfort, asks Sia to leave them alone. As Sia departs, she whispers to Haji that her heart only races for someone special. She orders a drink and notices that she feels nervous and excited around Kohaki. Kohaki, concerned about Haji's rapid soda consumption, offers to dilute it. As she helps Haji, Kohaki gently holds her hand. Haji suddenly feels faint and loses consciousness. Asagi, jokingly, suggests that they consult Fuji, a renowned love expert who writes romantic manga. Haji reluctantly agrees, but the meeting with Fuji is unpredictable. Fuji offers generic advice, leaving Haji feeling more confused than before. Kohaki apologizes for cancelling their previous outing and offers Haji some sweets as a gesture of apology. Haji invites Kohaki inside for tea. However, Haji's sister's presence and a sudden argument between them cause Kohaki to flee in embarrassment. They realize that Kohaki may have misinterpreted the situation and felt unwelcome. Haji, left alone, is deeply saddened by the incident. The episode ends with Haji questioning her feelings and wondering what to do next.